The all-new 2024 Porsche Panamera, a car that blends luxury and performance in the most exhilarating way you could imagine. Now, with a new, even sleeker design and revolutionary changes under the skin, all spiced up with a lineup of wonderful powertrain options. It seems more than ready to set new standards in the world of performance luxury. Stay with us as we take a closer look at the all-new 2024 Porsche Panamera, the ultimate sports fastback sedan. After almost 8 years in production, the German sports car maker decided it was time for a complete overhaul of its large and spacious fastback sedan. It brought the third generation of the well-known nameplate, which has always been known as one of the rare models that can bring worlds of sportiness and comfort closer together. Well, it looks like Porsche has finally made it with its revolutionary suspension updates, which we'll get on in a moment. But first, let's check what most people notice first: the exterior design. The Panamera has always been famous for its unique proportions and style. That hasn't changed with this redesign. This is still a typical Panamera, but even though the aesthetic changes are subtle, they are substantial. The proportions have been altered slightly. Moreover, everything seems a little bit sharper now, even though the sleek and smooth design approach still dominates. The front bumper feels a little bit more rectangular with more aggressive air intakes, while the upper area of the bumper has also been treated with a new air intake, which ensures even better airflow. Then there are the highlights updated in a similar fashion, which all contribute to the evolution of the most comfortable sports sedan. Interestingly, all dimensions, whether it's about the wheelbase, lengths, widths, or height, have remained the same as in the previous model. That shouldn't be a surprise, considering that the new generation rides on the same chassis, the same but significantly updated with, as we've just mentioned, revolutionary suspension setup. The Panamera has always been famous for its ability to make the ride super sporty and super comfy at the same time, but this is something else. The third generation Panamera may feature the same dimensions and very similar styling, but under the skin, there's a revolutionary change in the form of active ride suspension. It's a technology that includes 2 valve dampers and a single-chamber air spring in every corner. The catch is in the fact that each damper is connected to an electrically driven hydraulic pump, which has the ability to adjust the ride up to 13 times per second. Essentially, it changes rebound and compression on the fly, which, besides other benefits, also eliminates the need for anti-roll bars. Furthermore, the suspension is adaptive. You can raise the ground clearance by 2.2 inches and optimize comfort, or get close to the ground and make things firm to keep the car stable in every condition. It's not like we haven't seen this thing already on some rivals. However, Porsche comes with a special ingredient called acceleration and braking comfort. That's probably the most interesting part of the new suspension setup, where the system counteracts physical forces. When you brake, it raises the nose. When you accelerate, it pushes it down, and in both cases, the ride becomes significantly more pleasant. For now, this feature is available only in the hybrid version. Speaking of the hybrid, let's check what's under the hood of the new 2024 Porsche Panamera. For now, Porsche has prepared 3 configurations of the third generation Panamera, 2 V6 variants, and 1 plug-in hybrid. But the company promised a few more variants by the end of this year, including 2 more hybrids. For now, let's stick with options that are already here. The offer starts with the base model, simply called Panamera. It comes with the well-known 2.9-liter turbo V6, which has been updated for this case and now puts 348 horsepower instead of 325, which was the maximum output of the previous generation. The base model features rear-wheel drive, while the first upgrade comes in the form of the Panamera 4, which clearly indicates standard all-wheel drive. Both variants come standard with adaptive air spring suspension, while you can also pay extra for rear-wheel steering if you want to maximize maneuverability. In any case, Porsche claims 0 to 60 in 5 seconds flat with the rear-wheel drive model. The Panamera 4, despite the same engine output, should only be half a second faster thanks to the extra grip from the front wheels. The top of the offer is reserved for the hybrid called the Turbo E Hybrid, like we used to. As you would presume, there's a pretty complex mix of gas and electric power sources. It all starts with the familiar 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine, which provides a pretty nice exhaust note. It comes coupled with an excellent 8-speed dual-clutch transmission between the two units. Porsche also squeezed a decently powerful electric motor. Altogether, these units provide a combined output of 671 horsepower and 686 pound-feet of torque, so it's easy to assume that the acceleration is impressive. Indeed, the company claims that this massive fastback sedan, which can weigh over 5,000 pounds, is capable of hitting 60 in just 3 seconds flat. As a proper plug-in hybrid, the Panamera comes with a decently sized 21.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack that, according to the manufacturer, ensures that this fastback sedan can make it up to 40 miles on a single charge. Of course, that also has a big impact on fuel economy in hybrid mode, ensuring around 20 miles per gallon city and 24 miles per gallon highway. While the exterior changes are typically subtle, things on the inside are a little bit different. In this area, Porsche designers put way more effort and made the cockpit really stand apart from the previous one. It looks that, like other Porsches, Panamera has also said goodbye to all those analog elements. The digitalization brought a lot, starting from a massive digital instrument cluster which measures 12.6 inches diagonally. Of course, the center stack is also occupied by a new 10.9-inch infotainment screen, while the same sized unit in the front passengers area is available as an option. All in all, the cabin has been digitalized significantly, and we're not sure if Porsche purists like the new setup, but they will have to accept that the analog era is over. And while we speak about tech features, let's not forget to mention that the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are part of the standard equipment, just like the wireless charging pad is. For audiophiles, it's good to know that the standard system is good, but not particularly great. Thankfully, you can opt for a 14-speaker Bose stereo, or you can go for a real deal and get a Burmester system with 21 speakers. Another well-known Porsche feature has been altered. The start key is good, and there's a button now, with the only mitigating circumstance that it's still positioned on the left side. Then there's the gear shifter. The traditional lever had to go, but the bigger change is that the new shifter is positioned on the steering column. We're not sure if this is the most ergonomic solution, but that's how things stand now. Also gone are all those physical controls on the center console, which now features a clean surface wrapped with gloss black pieces. Of course, the build quality and selection of materials are at the level you would expect from a Porsche. Considering that the exterior dimensions have remained unchanged, things are pretty much the same in terms of passenger space as well. At the front, the seats are power adjustable and come in 2 designs. Depending on what your preferences are, you can choose a comfort-oriented design or pick those with enhanced side support that'll keep you in place in corners. With a 116-inch wheelbase, it's pretty clear that the rear seat legroom is generous enough to accommodate adults with ease, while the cargo area with 17.4 cubic feet also seems quite respectable for the class. The all-new third-generation Panamera is already available on the market, with a starting price of $101,550. The all-wheel Panamera 4 starts at around $108,550, while the range-topping hybrid almost doubles the price and starts at a whopping $191,000. An even more powerful version, called the Turbo SE Hybrid with 730 horsepower, is coming soon. That one is expected to cost around $230,000. Is this too much or not? We'll leave that debate for another time. Now, all we can say is that the new Panamera once again redefined what it means to drive a luxury sports sedan. With its perfect blend of luxury and athleticism, with a revolutionary suspension system that raises the driving experience to new heights, Porsche continues the evolution of one of the younger but most important models in the lineup, and, in our humble opinion, things are certainly going in the right direction. What do you think of the 2024 Porsche Panamera? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.